if you've seen Lesbia, she talks about a group called SSB. There's a secondary group that was owned by the same person named Desperandum. Desperandum was more of a fantasy slash higher dimensional being kind of roleplay. And if you've seen a video, you know that the people in those groups are very toxic and very, very not great to be around. So and this character was a character named, I think it was Yasuhiro. Yasuhiro was one of my first characters I ever wrote down or made on this game. There have been characters beforehand, but most of them have been one-off. This is my first long-time played character. Yasuhiro is a character I would love to go back to, but sadly, they are on the back burner because I've not been able to find a place to put them. Dice doesn't allow flashback characters, and sadly, no other group I've been able to find will allow this kind of character to, exist well. Oh my god. Other than that, the main struggle I've had is the wider Dahlia stuff. Dahlians, or at least Dahlians, is a group created by Bonavine and a couple other people. And 50 other people. I think, the 7th confirmed, or 7th or 11th, I don't remember. But nowadays, my character looks something like this. This is Dr. Carson, who, in their normal form, I forgot that they have a broken eye, but this is Dr. Carson, who, in their most recent form. The form you will people will most talk about, or who will most see me in, is Demon Carson, or Original Carson. The two models that nobody really seems to remember anymore are 2.0 Mini Carson, yes, I believe in Carson, Mini or 2.0 Carson, as I call him, 2.0 Carson, or this one, Bell Carson. Bell Carson is a combination of a character named Dr. Rosie Bell and Dr. Carson, who Dr. Carson's main character is the character that comes, like Mai, from SSB. Dr. Carson was a long-running character. Unlike Mai, Dr. Carson went missing during the event of which Mai and Guardian were separated from the SSB. Dr. Carson, who at that time was just a brain and a robot body, decided to separate off. Now, if you've seen Bonus video, you would know that the SSB was a very, very toxic group. And unlike when I stayed to stick around for a while after the thing, I was even there for that expedition. Not the character I was playing was a throwaway character, but actually no, the character I was playing during that mission is a character named Special Operative Weaver. Weaver, or as he's more commonly known, Crystal, or more commonly known, Crystalline, was another character who I can't use in Dahlia, so I'd love to use him again, but I cannot use him, sadly. He was a very important character to me and was definitely a product of my mental space at the time. Carson is more of a product of my mental space now. Weaver was a much more silly, goofy, unserious character who did fuck all and who did whatever the hell he wanted. He didn't care. Carson is a bit more serious. If you knew Carson back during around July, September, he would have been much more goofy, much more unserious, just like Weaver was. Then, an event happened. SSB and Desperandum went to war with a group called the Watchers. I, an ex-Watcher, due to a 6-month gap, and the owner of SSB and Desperandum manipulating me to leave that group, caused me to leave the group, and made a friend of mine named Mayo ask me to take a leave. took a leave. That leave lasted for 6 whole months, in which events that took place I was not around for. When I came back, we were in this very site. This site is called, or this base was the bunker base, the second bunker base. This is the ice bunker. Don't remember exactly what we called this base, but this is the base where I started more rejoining the story. There was a first break though. The first break was a 2-week break. I took a small break to finish homework and get back up on my schoolwork, and that was at the original old bunker base. I could not find that world, so I wasn't able to go there. But this world and the world of Ventura, which is our current base, are the ones I spent the most time in and had the most character development. The reason Dr. Carson is not as much of a goofy character and much more serious and heart-focused, even though he is a bit insane, even though she is a bit insane, is because I've taken the time to research how to do characters. I've been in a theater tech class. I've done tons of things to make sure that this character feels good to play with, feels good for me to play, and feels good for everyone else to play. Now, back to my small story. Around the time that Mission Rescue, the rescue mission? Mission Rescue was an event that I was not here for. That was during the 6-month break where I was in the lore, captured by the Foundation, out of lore, dealing with mental issues due to mess from being a little piece of shit. Other than that, I have been doing a lot better, even with the small amounts of derealization and other things I have been dealing with. I have been trying my best to keep both my actual grades in school up, and as well keep my mental and physical grades quote unquote, with other people in the group high, making sure that I stay with other people as much as possible. The issue with doing roleplays is that a lot of the time you'll have roleplays that conflict with each other, such as back when the audience was first doing, I was still in SSB. I was still doing SSB stuff. The last SSB thing I ever did was the core incident, which was a whole storyline that I got to do, and it was fun. I will admit that I did have fun in SSB, but I'm glad I left because, from what I can tell, it did not go well afterward. Other than that specific instance, I feel like the audience, and happy birthday to the audience, 1-year-old Jesus, make me feel old. But yes, thank you for everything that you've done for me, both. Yui, I want to give special shout-outs to, think about 5 to 6 very special people in this group. I'd like to give shout-outs to Bunnabean, the owner, Bunnabean / or at least the person I remember meeting, Guardian, for helping me get into this group, helping me through a really tough time in my life, and just being a generally great person. I'd also like to give another special shout out to Hegerworks for helping me design my characters, helping me through some tough times, and generally being a nice person. I would like to thank Marco for helping me through a panic attack I had due to some past stuff with cults I had to do with. Thank you, Marco, for helping me with that. As well as I'd like to give a very special shout out to I think his name is Dr. Mayo? Dr. Mayo. Mayo is whatever his name is. Mayo. The person I mentioned earlier in the story, and the person who helped me get out of SSB, get out of SSB random, take that 6-month break, do a bunch of stuff for me, helped me keep my mental state intact, a shit ton of stuff. They were a great help. And the final, very special mention, Yui and Blake. Yui and Blake were Bunna's friend, and the only reason I know them was Bunna introduced me to them. But since then, I have been interacting with them more than any of the other original members due to them being the leader of the medical division and just someone who's really easy to talk to. Thank you specifically for being there when I needed you. Thank you, everyone from this group, for being exactly where I need you. Thank you. Even if I'm not always the kindest or the most diligent or any of those other things, thank you for being the greatest community I could ever ask for.